What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's video. What's going on? Smack up those like button to a new all-time high, as Crypto would say. What's going on, everyone? So I first want to take today's video to take a shout out for everyone that might be in Ukraine and everyone that might be involved. Hope everyone stays safe if you guys are involved in this. And I think sometimes we take a look at the charts too much and we don't realize that we're all humans, right? We're all humans, and sometimes we should acknowledge things that are outside of crypto. So shout out to everyone. I hope everyone stays safe in this time, okay? Anyways, let's talk about Bitcoin. Is this going to have a bigger effect on Bitcoin? Did we already see the worst of it, or will we see more downside? Let's jump on straight into the charts and not waste any more freaking time. All right, let's go back to the chart. If we actually look at the daily chart, I'm watching this $35,000 level very, very closely right here. This $35,000 level. Why am I watching that level so closely? Well, you guys can see that was our previous swing low in the daily right here. And if we actually go back and even look left a little further, you guys will notice that it was also, right, our previous support flipped into resistance, right? So you guys can see this is such a big level for really the macro, right? If we break this on the macro, what I mean by macro is if we break this in sort of for a daily close, what you guys will notice, if you go back over here, if we break that in the daily close, I think there's a good chance that Bitcoin could retest the 30K range, right? That was our next big support level, actually looking back to the downside, back down, obviously, in the summertime, right? When we were super bearish and everything was super bearish and there was a lot of FUD going on, just like there is now. That's the super bearish scenario, back down to the 30K region, all right? Now, what's the bullish scenario, right? The bullish scenario is obviously we get some type of double bottom here, right? We get a one low, a move back up, second low, right? Market makers take the liquidity down there and we move back to the upside. Now, obviously, there's outside factors right now, right? We cannot ignore the outside factors that are going on in the world, but we obviously have to look at the bullish and bearish scenarios. And the bullish scenario, like we said, is we create a W reversal pattern back to the upside. That's obviously our bullish scenario. Is that likely to play out? Well, let's actually go back over here and take a look. So is that likely to play out, right? Is that likely to play out? Here's the thing, right? You cannot predict a lot of these outside factors, right? And there's so many things that can go into it. These things can change on an absolute dime. What I want to say to you guys before we jump into our next chart, which is very, very important, it could give us a key indicator of what's coming shortly here for the total crypto market. I want to say, guys, now's the time not to panic. If you're still hodling at this point, right? Bitcoin's sitting at 35,000. Think about it. We were sitting at 69,000 not too long ago, back in November, all right? Market was super euphoric. Now we're sitting at 35K and everyone's bearish, okay? Now is not the time. If you are bearish, right? If you are still hodling and you might be feeling a little bearish, I will say that from experience, now is not the time to panic sell. If you guys want to do it, do it. I hope it works out for you and end up buying at a lower price. But I will say this, in the long run, you're going to look back at 35K and say, why did I not accumulate more? You're not going to look back at it and say, why didn't I sell? Now, short term, okay, we could seeing some big swings. I know we could be seeing some big swings short term, but now is not the time to panic sell your crypto. I will say it again. Now is not the time to panic sell your crypto. Now is the time to accumulate for the long run. Have a long-term mindset. Stop thinking about this as a day-to-day thing. It is a year-to-year thing, a long-term investment, just like any type of stock would be. Start thinking about it that way. Stop thinking about it as such a short-term investment. All right, let's jump on into our next chart here, which is actually going to be the DXY. Why is the DXY so important right now? Let me actually bring up the DXY here real quick for you guys. Why is the dollar index so freaking important, you may ask? Jordan, we don't care about the dollar index. That's not Bitcoin, right? Why do we care about this? Let's zoom out. Let's actually zoom out on the monthly time frame for the DXY, and you'll see exactly why I'm so adamant on why this could be such a big deal. All right, let's go back and look. If you actually look right here, guys, right here, the DXY topped out on this trend line coming down. You guys can see here. What was that area? That was actually 2017 where Bitcoin went on to have a massive bull market. Where is the second time it tests this trend line? Right here. Well, that actually happened to be right after the March of 2020 crash where Bitcoin went on a massive bull run in March of 2020. Where are we coming up to just now? And it's not a coincidence. I do not think this is a coincidence that we're coming back up to this level right now as we speak. and we already happen to be super, super bearish. Markets in an absolute turbulence, extreme FUD, extreme fear in the market. We're coming up to that level again. Now, as you guys can see in the second time, we did get a slight wick, right? We did get a slight wick there, slightly above that. So we could have a month that could be pretty ugly, right? I'm not saying that Bitcoin can have more downside, but what I'm saying is I do think we're getting relatively close to a bottom. And if history was to repeat, just like it actually did back here as well, back in 2000, early 2000s, if history was to repeat, right, we would see a move back down to the DXY, which, why is that so important? Well, that usually means that Bitcoin is in a bullish trend. At least the last 2 times, Bitcoin's in a bullish trend when we do come up and test that trend line. And you can see how close we are actually to doing that. So, guys, we are going to continue to watch this as time moves on. And I think it's going to be, you know, it quite possibly could be a pretty good indicator on what could come shortly. Short term could be a lot of turbulence. Make sure you guys are strapped up, or strapped on, as George would say. Make sure you guys are strapped on for whatever's coming. A lot could be coming towards us, guys. This stuff could just be getting started. So make sure you have cash on the sidelines to buy any type of massive capitulation event. That's what I'm doing. I'm also ready for any upwards price action that may be coming, ready to take profits. I'm ready for both sides. Make sure you guys are ready for both sides too. I'll catch you guys in tonight's live stream, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Smack the like button